really proud of you.
A Texas hospital releases an emotional video of the second Ebola-affected nurse. Search and rescue crews recover more bodies after one of Nepal's worst mountain disasters. And a 3-run homer in the 9th inning sends the San Francisco Giants to the World Series. Tori Franca coming to you from our newsroom here at Humber College North Campus. The World Health Organization has admitted that it botched attempts to stop the spread of Ebola. The agency says it should have realized that traditional containment methods wouldn't work. A doctor who discovered the Ebola virus says WHO is really not competent and acted far too slowly. Failures to respond to the epidemic have prompted the U.S. to act. President Obama has appointed an advisor to oversee the U.S. response to the virus. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry says the fight has to be a global effort.
This is going to take a collective, global response, all hands on deck. That's the only way to get it done.
British ships are on their way to West Africa to deliver medical supplies and personnel. Meanwhile, the first nurse to contract the virus in Dallas has been transferred to an isolation unit in Maryland. Today, the hospital where she worked posted this video.
Party, Maryland.
Nina Pham was infected with the disease after treating a patient with Ebola at the Texas hospital. The second nurse to contract the virus has been transferred to Atlanta. More hikers have been found safe in Nepal as rescuers search for survivors of Monday's avalanche. Reports say as many as 29 hikers were killed by the blizzard, including 4 Canadians. The first to be identified is BC nurse Jan Rooks. Bodies of some of the victims were brought to Kathmandu for post-mortems. The dead include trekkers from Canada, India, Israel, and Poland, as well as Nepalese guides. The battle for the Syrian border town Kobani rages on despite heavy dose of American airstrikes over the last 2 days. Kurdish rebels say they have been providing coordinates for potential airstrikes to the U.S., but officials say the town can't survive without more arms and ammunition. Turkey has refused to supply the military aid to the rebels to date. However, military officials say American airstrikes have slowed the ISIS advance on the town. Social media footage released today appears to show dead ISIS fighters paraded through the streets of a Syrian town. Preparations are underway in Bermuda for Hurricane Gonzalo. U.S. officials say the Category 4 storm is traveling across the Atlantic with winds of up to 140 miles per hour. Heavy rain is expected to hit Bermuda Friday morning, with full hurricane conditions to follow. In the Pacific, a storm watch is in effect for Hawaii County. Tropical Storm Anna is expected to hit with up to 12 inches of rain, causing flash floods and mudslides. Here at home, normal subway service has been restored and streets are back to normal after a heavy storm wreaked havoc on parts of Toronto last night. As much as 60 millimeters of rain fell within an hour, creating a commuter's nightmare. Rainwater nearly covered the floor on a TTC bus, and some drivers found themselves stranded after attempting to drive through a flooded underpass. The Pan Am Games are just around the corner, and that means opportunities for Humber students. Victoria Shaka headed north to Caledon for the story.
The Caledon Equestrian Park will be hosting all of the horse riding events for the 2015 Pan Am Games, and they will be partnering with Humber College students to help out with their venue this summer. The Mayor of Caledon, Marilyn Morrison, says there will be lots of opportunities for Humber students.
We'll hire them. They can work for us through the Pan Am Games, and what an opportunity to have something on your resume. We need to have our young people see the opportunities out there for them.
Michelle Harris from the Hillswater Tourism says the volunteers will be supporting sports, recreation management, hospitality, and tourism.
This undertaking between Humber College, the town of Caledon, and the Tourism Association is a testament to the power of public-private partnership in supporting the legacy of the Games. We will get to engage and work with great students from Humber to encourage community programming around the Pan Am Games.
Humber College says this will be a great learning opportunity.
Any opportunity we have to bring the industry into the classroom or to take our students out into industry to get real world experience is something that we really strive to do.
Humber College students get to volunteer right here at the Horsewater Country Club in Caledon for the 2015 Pan Am Games. Victoria Shaka, Humber News.
The thought of snow might make you shudder at this time of year, but you might as well embrace it. The Toronto Snow Show is in full swing this week, and our reporter Marlon Gomez is there now. Hey Marlon.
Hi Meryl, how are ya? This is North America's largest consumer showcase of ski and snowboard related products and services. So they expect about 30,000 people to come through here in the next 4 days, so it's gonna be pretty crazy. The purpose of the event is to promote the culture of snowboarding and skiing. There's resort representatives that can help you plan out your trips, and for those in need of new equipment, this is a dream come true. There's sales on snowboards, skis, boots, helmets, and all kinds of unique equipment. I'm here joined by Todd Elsie from Snowboard Canada. So tell me, Todd, what's going on behind us?
Well, we're here at the Toronto Snow Show, and we put together an urban rail jam. So it's a pro-am rail jam for skiers and snowboarders, competing for cash and prizes. And we've got 6 different rails and ledges here that they'll be competing on, doing their spins, tricks, and grabs.
Cool, that sounds awesome. Good luck with that.
Great,
Thank you. So tomorrow there's going to be a skateboard competition for kids, so make sure you come check that out. The admission for the event is $18. Reporting live from Toronto Snow Show, I'm Marlon Gomez, Humber News. Back to you, Marielle.
Thanks Marlon. You've heard the expression, you can't make a silk purse from a sow's ear. Well, in Toronto, they're making furniture from the destruction caused by the last year's ice storm. Adriana Jung has the story.
As the saying goes, one man's trash is another man's treasure. This couldn't be more true for the annual Design by Nature competition, which features art and furniture created from discarded materials. Many of this year's designs use salvaged wood from the wreckage of the 2013 ice storm in Toronto. Matthew Cohen, founder of the program, says the competition has several goals.
We aim to expose the work of local emerging artists and international artists. We aim to bridge the gap between sustainability, design, and reuse of materials.
Design by Nature partners with the Evergreen Brickworks as a venue for the annual exhibition of the finalists. Scott Barker says his piece, Watershed Erratics, was inspired from local floods.
And most people, when they come to the brickworks and their experience of the brickworks, don't realize that it's in a floodplain and it naturally floods. The buildings, everything have been designed to accommodate that flooding. So our piece, we really wanted to address this issue of flooding.
Barker said the material for his design came from fallen trees of a recent storm just north of the city.
So we found a site where a lot of trees came down. The property owner really wanted to get them out. So we were able to kind of pick the good pieces, small diameter, and use those in the piece.
The Evergreen Brickworks is a champion in sustainability, so the partnership only makes sense. The exhibition of the finalists will be displayed here until the end of December. I'm Adriana Jung, Humber News.
If you're looking for plans this weekend, why not catch the tail end of Indie Week? Music lovers can hear over 200 bands perform at various venues downtown. Not only local artists are showcased, but bands around the globe are playing the festival. If you're more of a movie lover, RIFF, Real Indie Film Festival, will show indie flicks and host several parties throughout the weekend. When we come back, we'll tell you what's happening in the world of sports, and Cheyenne Lynch will have your 3-day forecast.
There is more rain in the forecast for today, but not as much as there was last night. We will be going up to a high of 16 degrees, dropping down to a low of 9 overnight. We will have your 3-day forecast and more coming up later on in the show.
We'll have your sports update after the break, but first, the 10-month Volvo Ocean Yacht Race around the world has begun in Spain. The race features 7 teams, all European countries. Participants will be living a true life at sea, showering only when it rains and eating whatever the sea provides.
And friends again on another